Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's lecture, we are going to solve one important problem on shear center, where we are having some inclined segments with respect to the vertical load. Okay, so as you can see that this is a thin walled open section. So in this problem, we have to calculate the shear center of this cross section, right? So basically, in this problem, we have this axis of symmetry is here, okay, which is also known as neutral axis. Right, and we are assuming that load is vertical. Okay, the plane of load is vertical. So load is vertical. Okay, now we have to find the shear center. Where should we act this load? Where this load should act, so that the member should not twist. Okay, why will this member will twist if we apply moment across this centroid? These things we have already discussed in details in previous lectures. Okay. So if you have any doubt regarding that, you can refer to previous lecture. So coming back to this problem, this is a thin walled open section, so which is susceptible to twisting. So what I need to calculate the shear center, right? So before calculating the shear center, we should have the basic idea what will be the shear flow in this cross section. Okay. So as you can see that the shear flow will be like a fluid flow. Okay, it will act in the way that the fluid is flowing across this cross section. Okay, so I am assuming that let us assume that the shear flow acting along this direction. Okay. Okay, and we have assumed that the shear center is constant across the width of the section. Okay, that's why I am showing only single arrow, right? So now we have the direction of the shear flow is decided. Okay, the purpose of the shear flow, like if this is our cantilever beam, let us suppose. Okay, and this is a cross section of this beam. Okay, so if the P load is acting at this point. And at a distance of x, if I cut a section over here, right? So the shear force which will be acting in this vertical upward direction, and the purpose of the shear force is to balance this vertical force, right? So this shear flow, this basically is what this is internal shear flow. Okay, this is internal shear flow. And the resultant of this force will give me the value of B. Will give the value of total B. Okay. So the resultant of this shear flow will act at a point that will be our shear center. Okay. This thing we have already discussed. So the resultant of this internal shear, which is generated due to this P load, this external shear with this P load. Let us suppose the resultant of this force, this shear flow is acting at a point O, which is known as B. Okay, so we need to locate this position. We need to locate this position of this point O, where the resultant of internal shear is acting. Right? Why we are calculating the location of the resultant? Because that location only will provide the vertical force. Okay, will provide some this vertical load. Right. So now we have discussed a little bit about the shear center. So now let us calculate. As you can see that the segments like this A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. AB segment, and CD segment and ED segment are perpendicular to the vertical load. Okay, perpendicular to the vertical load. So the variation of the shear stress will be parabolic. Okay, and these members CB and DE are inclined. So the variation will be parabolic only. Okay, this thing also we have discussed while deriving the formula of this thing. Shear flow while deriving the formula while calculating the shear stress shear center. Okay, so there will be parabolic variation, right? So now we calculate the behavior of this shear flow will be symmetrical about this axis. Meaning of which is that if I want to calculate the shear flow at this ED segment, if I let us suppose if I calculate the shear flow for AB segment, then it will be similar to E segment. No need to calculate separately for ED because it is symmetrical about this axis, right? Similarly, things goes for BC and DE segment. Okay, so the behavior will be same. So now we will calculate now before moving forward to this problem. In this type of cross section, I cannot decide before solving the problem where my shear center will lie. Okay, I cannot decide, right? So in this case, I'm assuming that my shear center will act at this point, this location. Okay, so now consider. So before moving forward, the formula of the shear flow will be tau b equals to V into A y bar over mig I. Okay, I is the moment of inertia about the neutral axis. Okay, so I is the moment of inertia about the neutral axis. Now we'll calculate what will be the variation of shear flow in AB segment. Okay, so this is the AB segment. Okay, I'm considering only half portion. So what I'm assuming over here at a distance, I'm taking at a element dy element at a distance y from the top. Okay. Now this is what shear flow Q. Okay. Now as I'm taking the y. So what will be my AY bar? I will be constant, B will be constant. I need to calculate AY bar. Okay. So AY bar for AB segment for AY bar for this segment for this portion is from the neutral axis will be what will be the AY bar y bar first what will be the area will be 20 into y. Okay, the thickness of this cross section is this portion is 20 mm. Okay, so 20 into y will be the area, and what will be the y bar? That is the important thing. Y bar is always remember that it should be always calculated from neutral axis. Okay, so y bar will be this distance. This distance is 200. Okay, this is 300, right? And this complete is again 200. Okay, so y bar will be I can write y bar 700. This complete distance 700 minus of y will give me the distance of this portion, and plus y by 2 will be my centroid. Okay, 700 minus y will give the distance up at this element, then plus y by 2 because I need to consider the area of this portion. Okay, so it will be plus y by 2, so it will be like this 20 into y 700 plus y by 2 is nothing but a y bar. Right now, I'll keep this value in this formula. Now Q is nothing but Q is 200 this V over I into 20 y into 700 plus y bar y. Okay. Now for this element, if I calculate the force, the force will be dF is nothing but Q into dy. Okay. So if I integrate this thing, the integration will be from 0 to 200. Okay. Integration will be from 0 to 200. Okay. So if I integrate this thing, so it will be d over I into 220 by 700 plus y by 2 into dy, and integration will be from 0 to 200. Okay, v by I will be a constant. I can write it as let us suppose v by I will take it outside. Okay, now the integration will be 1400 14,000 for 14,000 y plus 10 y square into dy, limits will be 0 to 200. Okay, so if I solve this integration, if I solve 2, okay, so this is minus y by 2. Okay, so if I take so the value comes out to be 253.333 into 10 की power 6 into में v over में I. So that is a shear flow value. That is a effective let's say net force which is acting on this segment. Okay. So so let us denote this force by F1. So it will be acting along this direction. So F1 is nothing. F1 will be 253 right here. F1 will be 253.33 into 10 की power 6 v over में I. Okay, so that is the resultant force which will be acting for this segment. Okay, for this is for AB segment. Same will be for D segment. Okay, now one part is solved. Now we have to calculate what will be the shear net, or what will be the shear force, what will be the net force for this segment. Okay, so let us come to the second part. Now, again the figure will be same. Okay, I am not taking the cross section area below the neutral axis because it is symmetrical. So this distance we already know is 200. Okay, this is again 200, and this is nothing but 300. Okay. So now I have to calculate what will be the net shear force, or this net force generated due to shear flow at this BC segment. Okay. So here also what I am doing is that at a distance of x, I am taking an element dx. Okay, and at a distance of x, I am taking an element dx over here. Okay. So now I have to calculate what will be the shear flow for this element. Okay. To calculate the shear flow for this element, I need to consider the area of this element or below this element, below this dx element. So I am taking the area above the element. Okay, this area I am taking. Okay. So now same thing. Now our purpose is basically what, to calculate AY bar. Okay. So to calculate the AY bar, first I am taking this area, this segment, this A, this AB. AB area will be nothing but 200 into 20, and what will be the centroid? Centroid will be 500, and it will be act at the center, so 500 into 600. So into 600. This is AY bar for what? For this segment, for AB segment. Plus, now I need to calculate what will be AY bar for this X for the X portion. Okay. For this, what will be the area? Area is nothing but 20 into X. Okay. So 20 into X will be 20 into X, and the centroid of this will be this is 500. 500. This will be X by 2. Okay, so this is area, and what will be the centroid? Centroid of this will be this angle is 30 degree. Okay, so this is the case at a distance of x. I am taking a dx element, so I need to calculate what will be the centroid. So its centroid will be again x by 2, and this portion will be x by 2. Okay, and sine 30 will be here x by 4. Okay, so the centroid will be at this location x by 4. So the value will become, from the neutral axis, the value will become 500 minus this 500 is from top, it is x by 4. So the from here the centroid is will act at a distance x by 4 from B point. Okay, so the centroid y bar will be nothing but y bar will be, you can say is that it will be 500 minus of x by 4. Okay. The centroid will act at the centroid. This is 30-degree angle, right? So the centroid will be here only. On the horizontal, this inclined distance will be what? X by 2. So vertical distance will be what? X by 4. Okay, because it is a 30-degree angle. So the centroid we will always calculate from the neutral axis. So this is our a y bar. Okay, a y bar. So what we will do now again? We'll write the expression for q. Q will be nothing but v over I into 200 into 20 into 600. Okay, this is for AB segment, plus 20x into 500 minus of x by 4. Okay, so this is our shear flow for this element. Meaning is what? This is our element dx. So the shear flow for this is Q is given by this expression. Okay, so the net force for this element due to the shear flow will be dF is Q into dx. Okay. So if I integrate this expression again, so this is v over I into, this is v over I 220, this is equals to 24 plus this is 10,000x minus of 5x square minus of 5x square. Okay, so this is the value of this r into, if I integrate this thing 5x square. Okay, if I integrate this thing from 0 to, and what will be the integration? Integration will be nothing but 0 to 400. Why 0 to 400? Because this length, this distance is 200. Now in this inclined portion, okay, along the variation will be along inclined portion. So it is this is 30 degree and this is 200. So this inclined portion will be 400. Okay, so integration will be 0 to 400. Okay, so if I integrate this expression again, this is 0 to 400. So the value comes out to be 16533.33 into 10 to the power 6 v over I. Okay. So the net shear force, net F force for this segment for BC segment will be nothing but 16. I can write here 1653.33 into 10 to the power 6 v over I. Okay. So this thing we have calculated. Now we need to calculate what will be the shear force, what will be the net force due to shear flow in this segment, right? So let us calculate that. Now we need to calculate. What will be the shear flow for this. Let us suppose this is G. But for this CG portion. Okay. So what I am again doing over here, at a distance of this from this B, this segment is it. From here, I am taking an element, dy element from here. This is again dx. And this is at a distance of x. Okay. So now to calculate the AY bar, I need to consider the area above this section or below this section. Okay. So I am taking the area above this section. Below means this complete area we have to take. Let us suppose if I am applying cut over here, I need to take this complete area. So I am taking this area only, this area. Okay. So I need to calculate what will be the AY bar. AY bar. Okay. This is the most important thing. What will be the AY bar? For this whole area, Okay. So this whole area includes of AB segment, this BC segment, and this some portion of CG segment. Okay. So for the AB segment, I can write again 200 into 20 into 600. This we have already calculated earlier. Okay. Now for this portion, or this inclined this portion. This portion is this distance is 400 mm. Okay. So the centroid will act at this point only. So this will be nothing but 200. So the sine 30 of which will be 100 only. Okay. So the location of the centroid will be here. So this distance I have to find for BC segment. Okay. So for the BC segment, this complete distance is nothing but 500 minus of 100. Okay. This is total. This from here it is 500. So 500 minus 100 will be 400. So for this portion, for BC segment, our AY bar will be 400 into 20 into 400. Okay, 400 is nothing but the area of this segment into Y bar. Y bar will be from the neutral axis is 400, right? And plus this for the remaining portion from the remaining segment, or for the remaining segment, it will be for the remaining segment it will be, I can write it will be this total distance is what it's 700. Total distance from neutral axis of this AB portion of this top from here it is 700. Okay, 300, 500, 700. Okay, then I can minus up to here. It is 700 minus of 200 minus of 200. Okay. Or I can write or simplify. Okay, so this is 300 minus of x. Okay. I can write it like this in easy way: 300 minus of x plus x by 2. Okay, I can write this 300 this thing. This is 300 distance from here. So 300 minus of x will give me this distance plus x by 2 will give me the centroid. Okay, and area is nothing but 300 into x. Okay, so our AY bar is nothing but 200 into 20 into 600. This is 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 4,000 into 400 into 400 into 20 actually. 400 into 20. Right. So this thickness is 20 mm. So it is 3,20,000 plus this expression is nothing but it will be 300 minus of x by 2 into 300 of x. Okay, so it will be 56 plus 300 minus of x plus x by 2. Okay, so 300 will be nothing but 900 x minus of 150 x. Okay, so I need to integrate this expression. For this is now q will be is nothing but v over I is 563 plus 90,000 x minus of 150 x square. Right. So this is q. So this is q. This is our element, dx element. So this q is acting like this. Okay. I have taken in the upward direction, so it will act like this. Okay. So the net force will be df for this element. It will be df into q into dx. Okay. So it is nothing but v over I integration 0 to what is the size of the element. Depth of the limit is 300. Okay. So 0 to 300. It is 900 90,000 minus 150 x square. Okay, into dx. So I need to solve this expression. It is 0 to 300. 0 to 300. This is 90,000. This 9. 300 minus of x. This plus x by 2. Minus x by 2. And this is 50,000 x. 50,000 x minus of 250 square. So guys, there is a mistake over here. This area is not 300x, it will be 20x. Okay, so area is nothing but it's 20x. Okay, because this thickness is 20. So 20 into x we have to take area. I made a mistake over there. So so it will be 20. It will be 6,000 x minus of 10x square. Okay, it is 6,000 x minus of 10x square. 6,000 x minus 10x square. This is 6,000 x minus of 10x square. Okay. So if I integrate this thing over here, so the value comes out to be 1860.00 into 10 की power 6 v over में I. Okay, so this is the value of f in segment CG, right? So I'll show you the net effective force. What will be the net effective force is acting at the cross section? Okay, so again I'll draw this figure over here. So this is the figure. This is the cross section. Okay. At this portion, the net vertical force is nothing but 253.33 into 10 की power 6 v over में I. Right? For this portion, this inclined portion, this is AB. This is BC. The inclined portion, the force value was 1653.33 into 10 की power 6 v over में I. Okay, this thing we have calculated, right? And for this portion, this CG portion, the value of the force is 1860 into 10 की power 6 v over में I. Right? So this is at this junction, at this point, this is our neutral axis. This is also our neutral axis. Okay. So this is again this. So for this segment also, because it is symmetrical about this axis, so again the net force will be into 10 की power 6 v over में I. Okay. For this portion, for this thing, the net force again will be symmetrical, so it will be 1653.33 into 10 की power 6 v over में I. Okay, and this is symmetrical about this thing, so again it will be same. So the shear flow will be for this segment 253.33 into 10 की power 6 v over में. Okay, So this is the net force of the, this is the net force at each segment which I have shown over here. Okay. Now we calculate, we will calculate what will be the, where the shear center will lie, basically where the shear center will lie. Okay. So for that, I need to calculate what will be the resultant of this internal shear flow. This is nothing but this is basically your internal shear flow. Okay. This is internal shear flow. Internal shear flow. Okay. So this is internal shear flow. I need to calculate the resultant. As you can see that there is no net force in the horizontal direction. Okay. The horizontal direction, the horizontal component will come from this inclined segment only. So they will cancel out each other. The one component will act in this direction, one component will act in this direction, and both are same. So it will cancel out each other. So we'll have net effective vertical force in this cross section. Okay. In this cross section. Okay. So total, so net effective vertical force will be from this cross section only. Now I want to know where this net effective will act. Okay. For that I am taking this cross section only. I'm not taking this area below this neutral axis. I am taking this cross section only. Okay. But if you want to find what will be the net vertical force, and you need to sum net vertical force or internal shear is nothing but it will be 253.33 into 10 की power 6 V over में I plus 1860 into 10 की power 6 V over I into same 1860 into 10 की power 6 over में I. Okay, and plus this is theta, so it's one sine component will be there. 1653.33 into 10 की power 6 V over में I into sine 30, and same from this side it will be in vertical direction, so vertical will add up to 1653.33 into 10 की power 6 sine 30 over में into में V over में I. Okay, so this is the net vertical force. This is the expression for net vertical force which will be acting at the shear center. Okay. So basically, I need to calculate the where the resultant will act, where the resultant of the internal shear will act. Okay. So if I need to find the resultant basically. So I am taking because this area is symmetrical, I am taking the area of this neutral axis only. Okay, I am not taking the forces below this neutral axis because it is symmetrical. Okay, so let us suppose this is point O. Okay, and this force is 1860 into 10 की power 6 V over में I. This is 1653.33 into 10 की power 6 V over I into V over में I, and this here it is 253.33 into 10 की power 6 V over में I. Right? So let us suppose and our net vertical force will act, let us suppose, at a distance of E. Net resultant force is acting at a distance of E. Now let us suppose this I need to calculate where the resultant will act. Okay, first I'm calculating the moment about this point O. Okay, so if I calculate the moment of this about this point O will be from this force, this internal shear force, it will be 253.33 into 10 की power 6 V over में I into, and what will be the distance? This distance will be, this is 400, so it will be 400 into cos 30. It is like this. This distance we have calculated 400, so it is 400 cos 60 degree. Okay, this is 30 degree angle. So it is nothing but 400 into cos of 30 degree. And the direction of this moment is the direction of the moment about this point is is what? Anti-clockwise. Okay, so it will be in this direction. So due to this force in this segment, I'm taking this. This is x component, okay, and this is y component, okay, for this force. So due to y component, it is force passing through this 4 point, so it will be 0. I just need to take what will be the horizontal component, okay. So due to horizontal component, it will be 1653.33 into 10 to the power 6 v over I into this distance is nothing but it is 300 into 300, and the direction is clockwise, okay. So direction is clockwise. So it will be 253.33 10 to the power 6 into 400 cos 50. This value comes out to be 8.77 into 10 to the power 10. Okay. 1653.33 10 to the power 6 into 300 into here one component will be there, cos of 50. Okay, into cos 50. So it is 4.29 into 10 to the power 11. Okay, so this is the difference of will be the net moment. The difference of so guys, we have calculated the moment about this point due to these forces. Okay, net forces due to shear flow in each segment, right? So as you can see that this moment is greater than this moment. Okay, so this moment is greater than this moment. So and this is what anti-clockwise moment. Right? This is clockwise moment and this is anti-clockwise moment. So if I take the difference about this, if I take the net moment, so net moment will be in clockwise direction. Okay. So now that thing will decide at which location the shear center will act. Okay. Either it will be in this side or it will be in this side. Okay. If my net shear force is acting at this point. Okay. So the net shear force will be in vertical direction, but moment about this point will be in anti-clockwise. So the shear center will not lie in this on this side. Okay, so it has to be it need to be in this location. Okay, in this portion only. Okay, because if the resultant will act at this point, there will be the moment, there will be the net clockwise moment about this point. Okay, so what is the difference? What will be the difference of the moment is net moment? So net moment is equals to 4.29 minus of 8.77. So net moment is 3.413 into 10 to the power 11. 11. What you can say V over I into V over I. Okay. So now we need to calculate where E will act. Okay. So to calculate where E will act, we need to find what will be the net resultant force due to at this portion. Okay, net resultant force due to these portion. Okay, so it will be net vertical force. Net vertical force will be 253.33 into 10 to the power 6 V over I. V over I is taking constant outside. Plus 1653.33 into 10 to the power 6 into my sine 30, because I'm not considering the horizontal component. I'm just taking this what will be this vertical component. Okay, what will be the this what is this vertical component due to this inclined force. Okay, what is the vertical component of this inclined force? Okay, this is sine 30 degree plus 1860 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, so the net force will be 3.33 plus 1 55.33. So it comes out to be 3766.66 V over may I into 10 to the power 6. Remember that this is a vertical force. This is the net vertical force due to this portion only. Okay, for this portion only. If I need to calculate what will be the total, so I will just multiply it 2. Okay, so so for this portion, the net vertical force is 376.66 V over may I. Okay, now we have to find the distance. Distance, the net moment will be equals to what? This 3766.66 V over I into E. Okay, this is the way we find the resultant now. So this moment will be equal to the net moment at this point too, because the purpose of resultant is to produce the net effect, produce the same effect which are producing by these forces. Okay, so the moment will be same. So it will be 3.41 into 10 to the power 6. Also there 143. There is some mistake. 4.29. 4.29. Just 3.413. Okay, this is okay. This is 2939, guys. This is 2939.995. Okay, so this is 2939.995. Okay, this again is 2939.995. So if I 5 into 10 key. So this value comes out to be 116.15 m. Okay, so this is the value of E which is coming out to be, this value of E is 116.15 mm. Okay, so our load should act at a distance 116.15 mm from this axis. Okay, what I meant by that is, so if you don't want to if this section is not twisting due to application of load, then that load is acting at the shear center. Okay, so let us suppose this is a cantilever beam over here. Okay, so at this portion, this is the cross section. At this portion, this is the cross section of a beam. So at this location, the P load will act at a centroidal at a distance nothing but 116.15 mm. So if the load is acting at this point, then there will be no twisting produced in this cross section. Okay, and here is the cross section of this. The cross section will be here on this cross section. Okay, and the internal shear which we are calculating at a distance of x. So we need to apply the this P load at this location so that it will counterbalance this movement. This thing happens which we have already discussed in details in the previous lecture. Okay, so this is the one problem on shear center where we have some inclined members. Okay, I hope the doubts are clear. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. Okay, guys, thank you very much.